That is Mr. Scott Dennis. So let's bring up Mr. Scott Dennis. Scott Dennis is Mr. Big Manager. Let's give Scott one more hand, please.
There you go, coming this way. Right here.
You guys fired up? Well, I'm very fired up about this next speaker. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. John Hoffenberg, my sales manager from the Tampa Play Like a Champion office. John is delivering a very important message on this agenda, if not the most important message, the Vector Opportunity message. And it is rare that someone as young as John will be given the opportunity to address an audience of this magnitude with this talk. But there aren't many 20-year-olds like John Hoffenberg. 20-year-olds like John Hoffenberg. John graduated from high school in 1997 in Phoenix, Arizona. He was Student of the Year, Volunteer of the Year in the state of Arizona, earned 6 scholarships to college. Was accepted into the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania, the best business school in the nation, the hardest business school to get into. That summer after graduating from high school in 1997, John walked into my Phoenix office, and I knew he was something special from day one. He was our top new sales rep in office sales in 1997. He was promoted to be an assistant manager in 1998, helped Phoenix have a $300,000 summer. At the age of 19 years old, John earned a chance to run a branch office with Vector at age 19. But John didn't just run a branch a few towns away from Phoenix. John showed tremendous faith and loyalty by coming all the way to Florida, the opposite side of the United States, far away from friends and family, to get a chance to continue his relationship with me. John's branch in Melbourne did $150,000 in business last summer to finish number 2 in the division, and his reps sold on average twice as much as the average rep. More significantly, even though John had to go back to school to complete his junior year of college, 3 of his reps became managers in our division this last summer. In May of this year, John received his most exciting promotion to the position of sales manager in our Tampa office, where John runs the entire show. And I stress entire because John runs every single aspect of my office, giving me the freedom that I need to run 2 divisions properly. I've never felt comfortable relinquishing my entire office to anyone during the summertime until John Hoffenberg came along. And John's performance has made that a great decision. The best summer ever in Tampa, Florida was $260,000. Well, John is already at $325,000 for the summer, on pace to do close to $450,000. The last 6 weeks in a row, John has eclipsed $40,000 in sales for 6 consecutive weeks. Very few district managers in our company have accomplished this feat. Out of the 100 plus offices in the region, he's number 3. Out of over 400 offices in the nation, he's number 15, starting from scratch. He will save over $15,000 this summer. He's accomplishing this all by the tender age of 20. I'm excited to have John's parents, Cheryl and Ray, here with us to celebrate John's success. John has definitely taken advantage of the Vector Opportunity. Let's bring him up to talk about the Vector Opportunity. Number 1 sales manager in the Zone region. I take forward to Mr. John Hoffenberg.
All right, before I get started, made a couple promises yesterday. First, I have a shout out to 3 people in Huntsville. There, I did it now. This talk is going to take a little energy from me, which means it's going to take a little energy from you. Are you fired up? Then let's begin. I thought about writing a speech, reaching for the pros to describe the opportunity, but I realized this job had an immunity, an inability to be described by words alone. Indeed, my speech had to teach more fully, more completely than just a few words to say each, so I thought of the only way words are more than words. This is true of organizing and comprising them into verse. I will not be church. My purpose here is to communicate the beauty and how much worse things can be without this great opportunity. My parents went only the best for me, which is why they never rested and achieved success for me. It's no doubt why they ask questions about this job. It's why I've been forced to see my mom sob, tears of joy and anger, love and hate, stay up late with me and help me determine my fate. She once asked, why knives? Could there be any more to our lives? Could I work 9 to 5 or would I end up part-time, always trying to climb from behind, only to have customers to climb? But she and my father and stepfather supported me, laughed with me, paid conference fees, and never gave up on me. When I became an assistant, my mom was resistant. Would I make money because, you know, I only want success and the best for you, honey? To which I responded, yes, and I had the best summer ever working with Scott. He was clever, never said never. Each summer was better than ever. I learned like a champion in my Phoenix office, gave me resume experience, learning to greet, achieve feats, meet great people. More importantly, as an assistant, my demo became militant. I dared Mrs. Jones to say no and be distant. I got to a point where 1 in 20 said no. And what began to grow, that was my average order. My future with Cutco was still on the board between interning and branching, running my own business at the age of 19 like a fiend, like a mean, lean Cutco selling machine, a hiring, firing, never tiring, fired up machine. So I said yes and no. Yes, as you might guess, to Cutco and no to interning and making people hot cocoa, the best decision of my life happened that day about what was to come next May. I don't think I've ever been so excited, attained such enlightenment, or been so frightened, not by the workload or hours or rest, but by my inability to not be the best. I can go into detail about all the duties and expectations, but none of that matters because everything they throw at you shatters and splatters because you're unstoppable and untoppable. Up and up the management ladder, that was nice, but what added the spice, the part of my job that really enticed me served my people. Alicia Miller, John Barry, Ricky Torres. A year later, they're still working for us, and assisting and branching and running their business. It makes me so happy just to see their success. And I love going to restaurants and hearing reps giggle and laugh, getting to be friends with my reps at CFC and having a blast, looking down a row at a conference, knowing people believe in you, will work for you, sacrifice for you, not just 1 or 2, but having a team of 50 rocking the world, selling knives and pushing ultimates in glass and pearl. So I talked to becoming half circle, completing half the management cycle, half of my duty. I'm reminded of the line from American Beauty. It goes, sometimes there's so much beauty in the world I can hardly stand it. Well, guys, there's so much opportunity here I can hardly stand it. I can hardly handle it. I wish I could hold it all in my midst. I've come half circle. I've come halfway. I haven't yet run a district or a division, but I have a dream, a vision, a mission with permission. I might just run this whole thing. I'll cling to Scott Dennis with all my might. See where he takes me, see what height. I just might take my own flight. Go so far in this business, I'll be out of sight, safe from being that little, tiny, shining star. Only out at night, looking over shoulders, helping lift big boulders, picking people up out of the smolders like John Hoffenberg, the Phoenix from Phoenix. A shoulder on which to lead is struggling or celebrating or creating. I think so big because my opportunity is so big. It's large, like an enormous barge carrying 20,000 students and adults and pulling them and helping them get results like never before. In the core of my soul, I look for that little troll, that little voice, the little mole that says what is safe and what is not, what's cold and what is hot. The guy on your shoulder who seems somewhat open, a little wiser, a little older. I talked to him before running my office and talked to him afterwards as well after going through the heavens and hells, seeing the sights and smells, hearing the sad cries and the fired up yells, and only one word he spoke changed from the time I began, and at the end, it was yes you did, and at the start of the summer was yes you can. I made 10 grand, which most of my buddies couldn't stand, because they made 3, 4, maybe 5, but it wasn't the money, I was just more alive. I had a newfound ability to strive. I could work long hours, afford to buy girls flowers, jump over towers, relate to people, and talk for hours. I met my sales manager, Josh Howard. I once got a letter from one of my reps, and she sat me down to make sure I was prepped. She said, I think I love you. And not like that, not like a boyfriend, not like a dad, but I appreciate you and thank you for all that you've done. And I knelt and went home crying at a quarter to 1, because I finally knew I did what I was doing. I had no reason to give up on the job. I just keep going, because the resume experience and job offers and money would keep flowing, but it was the people and their dreams I was knowing. So I began growing as a person, a manager, and a kid of 19 years old. Now I'm 20, and I don't fit the mold. I love all of our managers like Scott, Markwood, Fishkind, Chapman, Audrey, Gregg, and others left behind like Graham Hetchkoff, last year's ranch manager in Sarasota. Much to everybody's dismay, his father passed away tragically last May, but at least his dream of his son running his own business was fulfilled. And let this be a lesson. Who knows when you might get killed or hurt or maimed, so might as well take the opportunities you have to build. You see, life is too short not to do all that you can in a day. It'll always pay in the end one day. It's the moments like that that prove this to me, prove that life is just a key to a door that one should open, a key that allows completion of those things you were hoping. It's the tough choices that matter, like sticking around, not eloping, being committed to being open, like being an assistant or a branch instead of going through life groping for anything to latch onto, a hatch to push open. Branching is hard, so is selling, because I'm telling you, I'm screaming, I'm yelling at you, I wrote poetry for you instead of selling. There's nothing better. You cannot become success without failing. You have to have a boat in order to go sailing, and the boat is experience, it's money, and success, and sailing is stress-free living, self-awareness, and happiness. Your manager loves you. You may not even know it. I had no idea Scott did, but now he shows it. He gave me a huge opportunity, like I said, but not just that, he gave me a bed, a whole room in his home, and let me borrow his Lexus, and when I told the front end with 10 grand in bills, he said that's okay. He said that's okay. In life, sometimes you have to go up hills. Keep going, John, it's okay. You're the best sales manager ever in Tampa Bay. So last year I got the opportunity to run a branch, Melbourne on the East Coast. All 19 years, it was 4 months. I learned the most, earned the most, more than I ever had before. Preparing was hard and sometimes felt like a chore, but the more I worked, the more I felt hard for, and the more I understood what I was working for. I realized I was in a war, Hoffenberg and Associates versus Melbourne. In order to help my people succeed, I was willing to go to hell and back and burn. Some nights my stomach would churn from excitement, knowing that another ultimate was still another rep to achieve enlightenment. Nothing can describe the feeling you feel when you sit in your office and your desk need a meal. Nothing can describe how you feel when a rep makes a deal after going 0 for 4. He starts to heal. He starts to turn his wheels, gives customer deals, and he calls them steals. When your team congeals, gels, and comes together, when they get to the team meeting in spite of the weather, steps up for you, never gives up for you, wins a silver cup for you, says they want more. It's never enough for you. Nothing feels better than a rep writing a letter to you saying there's no one better than you. They become a go-getter because of you. Will always remember you like a golden burning ember shining in their hearts, helping them start, making their future decisions smart. Nothing feels more polished, seeing records demolished. Nothing feels better than seeing old reps and hearing them say Cutco was a great step in their life. Helping them find a wife was their guiding light that helped them see into their future. It feels so great to have every meeting run late, but it just doesn't matter because in that time you helped your reps create dynasties. In spite of their pluses and minuses, you helped self-esteem problems and Jim Beam problems. Drug and parent problems, hidden and apparent problems. You help all your 18-year-olds to expand their heads bigger and better than can any med. Bigger than your parents think before they're dead, not small but big instead, like off of pure life force they're being fed. But I dread the thought of having missed a chance, for if I hadn't taken just one extra glance, I would not have stood there in that stance, there in the grocery store in the middle of Arizona. I saw that ad staring at me all alone. A voice in my head said to go ahead and start, and called the number and try to set myself free. Because it seems like life is pretty undetermined, I realize that there's no time for knives that are German. There's no time to keep on searching. If you look at Scott Dennis right now, I'm sure that he's smirking because he, just like me, is on life's swing set singing wee wee. You see, he's rich and powerful and passionate and caring. He saw this opportunity and he just kept staring. And then, like one of those pictures with all the little dots and that great part of applesauce that makes it the moss. The beauty is never in the first look or taste, but rather after staring at it till you're blue in the face or swirling it around in your mouth to get the full flavor. There is no other way to truly savor all of the taste or see the whole picture until you've made yourself the starting pitcher, until you're the one who is smarter and richer, until you are incredibly inviting one, until the work turns into fun, until the battle is barely, until then the battle is barely begun, so you have more work and opportunity before you're done, before you have won, before it's the world you have stunned like a big old beast or a Tilda hunt. You need to be a force that always weighs several tons, scratching and clawing and climbing the mountain of opportunity to pass on that is crazy. It's basically lunacy. And you do not want to be at your funeral, you see, fishing for answers and responses to questions like, why do they give you tonsils, or why do they give me a spleen? Because if you seek enough knowledge in this world to splendor, all your questions will be answered, decisions are rendered. You'll be happy. Your funeral will be snappy. People will celebrate. It'll be a chance to congratulate, a way to say the person didn't wait for fate, was never late, made the tough decisions, and had the ability to envision a person with no regrets, much success, and even reasons to be happy to go. Because you realize life is too short to go slow, to just flow, too short not to know what it is to win it all, and finish a summer happy and love the fall, to go to the mall, and buy one of those fake waterfalls in the fall. Hell, buy the whole damn mall, and while you're at it, you buy everybody a drink, because you're becoming so rich you don't have to think about blowing money and buying the whole world, because you've got a boatload of money that just won't sink, enough to buy 5 mates, enough to buy a portable shower if you stink, enough to rent out the entire ice skating rink. I mean, think. Ever seen a real cutie who looks at you and winks? And it's the best feeling to feel your self-esteem healing, but it just doesn't compare to the power of a branch, the shower of positivity, diaper tower, or blooming flower of almost anything you want to find in life or business. It's amazing, which is why I say don't miss this. And if I haven't mentioned it, it helps your confidence, it helps you deal with, appreciate, and love your parents. I think I can do anything now. Talk to 1,500 people in Spanish, just a bit about porque es interesante hablar y ver y ir a muchos lugares. Me gusta comprender personas diferentes y aprender de ser un profesor. Mucha gente, and I'm not sure if I said all that exactly correct, but I don't speak Spanish, so what do you expect? But I've gained so much confidence and respect that I'll do anything I put my mind to and have a positive effect. This is what is possible. You can all really do it. It's not even that hard. It's like pain. You just work through it. When you're finished, you'll even be stronger. Your hands will be able to reach out much longer because, in my opinion, the best skill to have is not speaking or writing or wearing a badge, but rather be able to positively impact lives, to be the hive from which your bees survive, to be the leader of incredible people, not just to be the church, but to be the steeple, be the man or woman or child that can speak to someone and get them all riled about selling or speaking or accomplishing great tasks, being their superhero like Zorro in a mask, being the catalyst for the chemicals in their flask, being the number-crunching analyst that helps them amass worldwide fame and fortune for you and others, to help make believers out of Cutco reps, mothers and brothers, to allow people to stare at that picture and have the picture pop out so much fuller and richer, to be the biggest badass this side of the Mississippi, to make the most money-hungry rep on the team, the one who used to be a hippie, to help people say yippee and jump up and down with enthusiasm, to lessen the gap, to close up the chasm between two sides of one success and make the chance of falling into this much, much less. Again, this is assisting branching and becoming an FSM. Don't believe it's just for Walker, Weinberg, and Aldridge. No, not just them. It's an opportunity for everybody, for you and your friends to make a grand a week like it was some kind of trend, a simple plan to make that money. Just get on the phone and act real funny. That way you build rapport, get more appointments. No, there is no secret lotions or ointments. But everybody eventually gets to have baby. But in order to do it, you can't say maybe or be lazy. You have to be a little Cutco squirrel giving everybody rabies. But the kind you give them isn't dangerous. It's not dangerous, it's crazy. You transfer your confidence and enthusiasm to the customer with each bite, and at the end they don't say, I just might. They say, okay, I was going to buy anything, but I have the Cutco disease and I have to have everything. Yes, I want a homie, the gourmet set too, and throw in the flour, but not just 2, but 12 of everything. I might as well get it all today. My husband won't mind, I hope, I pray. And even if he does mind, it doesn't matter. I'll talk to him and sway him with my paddle because I've become love-struck. Like being hit with an arrow from Midsummer Night's Dream's pluck. And no matter how much I try to resist, I'm just stuck. I'll hold out in the bedroom, and I won't. And the kitchen too. If I can't have my knives, my husband won't get stew. Dinner will be through, and he'll go to the freezer and have a hot pocket, because if he asks me to cook him dinner, I'm going to punch him in the eye socket. Hot pockets will be easier than getting me to do anything for his life unless he says yes to getting me my knives. I love you, Cutco person. You make me so elated. The ultimate I'm buying will be your birthday present related. I'll never know that you make half, baby dear, because nobody who is actually thinking clear would understand that your 19-year-old income and my 50-year-old income are pretty near. But you mustn't have any fear. Just keep on selling and doing presentations, and soon we'll have everybody in the nation seeing Cutco, give me some more. With you, cooking is no longer a chore. Hire my kid and give him the same chance at stardom, because if you think I'm done buying Cutco, no, I'm far from. Imagine 1,500 FSMs, like 1,500 precious gems. Diamond, opal, jade, ruby, and sapphire, 1,500 gems in unison, singing like a choir, unable to put out the fire, unable to tire everybody out of the 10% quagmire at 50%, much, much higher. You'd laugh at that $150 conference, the bus money, and even me, because you say, John, I make as much as you do. My week is over, even though we're only halfway through. You see, John, I just sold an LT2K, and as much as it may be to your dismay, I've already made $1,000 this week, and for the rest of it, I'm going to the beach. Sorry to say goodbye, but I'll be unable to be reached. No time for me. I'll be fast asleep because, John, I've already sold 25K, which means I can leave here and go away and come back here on Monday if you're lucky Sunday. But now I've decided that I deserve a fun day. I love you and miss you, and I'll be safe. I'll be back for a push and a mask and a cape, because now I can vacation for a whole summer or 5 weeks and still not go under, because I'll sell 30K in just a month or two, make 15 grand. I'll talk to you later. I have to go hang with my crew. So, John, don't be a player hater, for I paid off 4 years of college and instead invested 20 grand, which means I'll be a millionaire before my kids can stand. John, you're great, and I'll talk to you later this year. I hope this office does well, and at CFC will cheer. So here I am, a sales manager in Florida, almost at the end of Vector's College corridor. Haven't been an FSM, an assistant in a branch. I stand before you as a helping hand, encouraging you to take a stand, make a plan. There's so much here to take advantage of. And if you really think about it, man, we got nothing but love. And if you're going to do this thing, you might as well do it right. Sell with might. Sell till you hit FSM. Sell night after night. If you stay with us, and if you want success, you must. You got to bust your tail and assist. It doesn't matter what offer or what office you are. Hard work and dedication will take you incredibly far. But the best choice you can make, and your entire future's sake, is to find a way to run a branch one summer. When you're done, you'll run like a marathon runner, steady and sure without need to stop, because you'll finally know what it's like to be on top. I've always said that I have no regrets, nothing I wish I hadn't done, even the times when I had no fun, even when we had fun. But dangerous as it's gone is to ignore opportunity and not to run, not to take a God-given chance, not to take a stance, not to evaluate your opportunity to branch, not to at least take a glance, because I promise you, when you heard those I promise that more memorable than prom is, more explosive than a bomb is, more self-realized than almost drowning is running that branch. And I really wouldn't say it if I wasn't once a cynic, if I wasn't once unconvinced. But 2020 hindsight, this opportunity turned me from a frog into a prince. I feel like a superhero, invincible. I'm convinced. Like Michael Stipe, I realize that I am Superman. I can do anything. I can yell and scream. I love my team. And now the speech is flowing like a twig on the shoulder of a mighty stream. This job is with cream on the Sunday that I see in my dreams, and I did it. I'm doing it. Money, I'm accruing it. If this job were a crime, I'd be suing it. So join me in doing it, going to it, going through it, evaluating your minds. Don't turn around and look behind. Look ahead and see what you can find. Peel off the protective shell that surrounds you. Peel off the rind. Ignore the negative voices in your head that hound you. You have the ability and agility. You have the talent and drive. So get off your behind and strive. Do it, do it, do it once and again. I don't care if you're women or men, chicken or hen. If you think you can, you can. So talk to your managers or your biggest fan. They'll give you the helping hand. A year from now, where will you be? Swinging from a tree with me at CFC? Having run a branch and having been all you can be, you're sitting on a couch after a day of work at McDonald's screaming, GG, I wish I would have tried. Made the hard decisions and cried because I wouldn't be asking if they wanted their chicken baked or fried. I wouldn't have checked myself. I wouldn't have cheated myself, run away, lied. I would have been a winner, not losing, not tied. Do the right thing and do not hide. Do not run inside. Take the roller coaster ride. Be Dr. Jekyll and not Mr. Hyde. Help your mind get untied. You can do it. I love you, not just you but your crew. But watch out. In coming weeks, Tampa and Hoffenberg will continue to push, not be meek. You see, I'm a fired-up, knife-selling freak. So see what you can do and stop your mess in one way or another. I'm definitely seeing you in destiny. When I do, I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to ask you if you have any regrets about what you do. You won't. If you keep pushing, be an assistant, run a branch or district, and we'll go down in history as something magical and mystic. So play like a champion or be a Greenville dream. Come from the fabulous Ocala team. Come strong from the Florida Kingdom or run a branch. The mighty Gulf or Carolina. Be a naughty, rotten rhymer. Set your timer. I'll be on the beach in Destin like a Cutco old timer. Having come full circle. Having done my best. Hopefully having been better than the rest. Doing nothing but hanging out with you and a brew. I love you, Mom. You're what keeps me going and ever flowing. You're the one that is all-knowing. I love you, Ray. You're never afraid to say, play, pay, whatever is necessary to help me achieve. I appreciate that you believe. I love you, Tampa. You've been the best, better than the best. With you behind me, I need no rest. You give my summer zest and make me push my limits and pass my tests. I love CFC. It's my favorite 3 days of the year. I certainly hope to see you all there. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of material. I look around this room and it's almost surreal. All this talent and genius and energy, like the power of a 1,500-person clergy. The synergy is amazing, and I'm commanding. Damn it, I'm demanding that you don't put it to waste, because in the end, it's you you'll have to face. It's you you'll have to face.
Can you say wow? Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Let's give John another nice hand. That was fantastic. I think we are ready to rock after this conference. That was outstanding. Thank you, John. I know that took a lot of time. That was absolutely tremendous. I want to bring up our next speaker.